And we are live on the Lakers Outsiders podcast. I'm Harrison Fagan, and I'm here with Anthony Irwin. And again, I am starting things off because Anthony is still having technical difficulties. How's your Thursday going, Anthony?
It's hot, man. Before we came on here, I was wearing a shirt with no sleeves, and I missed that shirt with no sleeves.
You're welcome, audience, for forcing him to put on sleeves.
No,
You guys were not ready for the gun show.
Few are. No, I was just sitting here, and honestly, right before we came on, Woj dropped that nice little bomb in typical Woj fashion, right? Yeah, that was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, he could be a screenwriter, building up the dramatic tension, and just boom, the Lakers.
Right. I mean, it was funny to see as all that was going on. We're just sitting there. All right, dang it, the Knicks got Rolo. Dang it, what the hell, Lakers?
Yeah.
Why are you in this meeting with LaMarcus? And then also in consideration, the Lakers.
It's almost like you shouldn't react to a rumor like within 2 seconds of it posting and should wait for a little bit more context potentially, but that's not as fun.
No. I mean, perspective, nuance, F all that. That's boring.
Yeah.
Go Rand Sports. No, but I guess we'll start off, by talking about, we'll kind of skip back. We'll get to Rolo here in a second. But the LaMarcus Aldridge second meeting today has driven the news for the most part, right? So I don't know, what was your takeaway from the Lakers actually going to a second meeting to say, no, we promise we aren't that disorganized?
I mean, honestly, to me, it's pretty impressive that they got a second meeting, given like how poor reviews their first one did. Like, he must really like the Los Angeles area or something, because like to take a second and like want to come, because to take a second meeting, like when, you know, everything else like basketball related pretty much is probably more impressive for the Suns or for the Spurs. But he's choosing to come back and meet with the Lakers again and talk about basketball.
Now, I was listening today to 710 Ireland and Mason were So they Ireland and Mason were talking, and they had Shelburne on there, and I thought they made a kind of interesting point here, just as, you know, as far as the business behind taking and setting up that second meeting, is that the Lakers are still a behemoth in free agency, even though it may not look like it at all right now. It's hard to ignore the fact that every single free agent uses the Lakers at least for leverage. And if you're an agent and information about a meeting with the Lakers leaks that makes them look bad, basically you can't have that, because now the Lakers aren't going to be willing to then, you know, down the line, reciprocate any kind of goodwill between the two, right? So in that sense, I don't know if it was necessarily a second meeting like, hey, we might actually go somewhere with this, as much it was, hey, let's meet again just so you guys don't look embarrassed all over again, and we promise we weren't the ones to leak that information.
Yeah, that's certainly an interesting angle for but I mean that makes sense a little bit. Yeah.
So I mean, in that sense, and that was, you know, kudos to those guys. I mean, obviously Shelburne's really, really good at her job, and Ireland has been connected with the Lakers for my whole life pretty much.
My favorite Ireland memory ever was that when Shaq started cursing after winning that game live when he was still the sideline reporter.
Yeah.
And Ireland's like, Shaq, we're on live TV. Shaq's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And Ireland's just standing there like looking at the camera like, what do I do? Like,
no, he's like, he does like the typical like news reporter thing. He's like,
yeah.
And back to you.
Yeah, like, do I take the mic from him? I don't.
Yeah, no, that's priceless. I think that game was against the Pacers, if I don't remember correctly.
I thought Sixers, but I could be wrong.
It was against some Eastern Conference team, and Shaq was pissed because he wasn't getting any fouls.
Yeah.
So, no, that was and yeah, no, like I said, I mean, it helps to have reporters here who are so well connected and into that kind of thing. I would have never thought about that angle if not for those two.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, then that's unfortunate. But, I guess the positive to glean from that is agents still care enough about the Lakers and what they stand for to want to, end on good terms, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you don't want to, I don't think as an agent, you want to alienate any franchise.
Right, right. Unless they're the Sixers.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really have to alienate them. The Sixers aren't calling their guys anyway.
So Philly, you guys have all kinds of cap space right now. Click.
Yeah, Sam Hinkie's like, no, we're looking at this. We're looking at a couple under the radar prospects right now that you probably haven't heard of them.
Yeah, their names Harrison Fagan and Anthony Irwin.
Hey, we could get them that number 1 pick, or at least the best odds.
And hilariously so.
Yeah.
Speaking of hilarious, Robin Lopez's hair is one of the best, the best told jokes in the entire NBA, and we got, we spoke about this earlier, Woj, with his 2 pretty incredible tweets back to back. If that deal is in that $12 to $13 million range, how do you respond to that?
I think that's reasonable on this market. I mean, given what guys are getting, it's more than Ed Davis got, but he's a better player than Ed Davis probably. And yeah, I mean, he's shown that he can be a star, like a league average starting center in the league. So I think he's worth that, especially with the cap going up.
I'd say he's above league average, right?
I'm just saying, like at bottom, above. Like at worst, like NBA average starter.
Right, and that's a good way to look at him. And I thought the thing that makes me the most impressed by Robin Lopez is just how much he's improved every single year.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember when like they thought he was just kind of like the scrub Lopez twin, and he was just gonna like ride the bench and do that thing for the Suns or whoever.
Well, I remember Blake Griffin's brother who entered the league too.
Yeah. I remember the Suns were cornering the market on the less talented brothers in the NBA.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But Griffin's brother, Blake's brother, wound up out of the league altogether. And here you have Robin Lopez, who, has built himself into, like you said, at worst, a league average starting center. So, kudos. I guess I'm using kudos today. I'm hungry. No, but in that sense, he's 20. It's hot. I haven't eaten very much. I just finished writing about Kosta Koufos and Jason Smith. I'm sorry. I need to eat more.
Yeah, Koufos probably got you in the mood for couscous.
I've never had it, but
I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's go out for couscous.
Yeah, we can give it a shot in Vegas.
All right, Jameson, you got to find us the Vegas's best couscous
restaurant.
What
am I signing up for?
All right, so if that's the case, then you have Randall and Robin Lopez as your front court leading or moving forward. Lopez, 27 years old, local kid. What are the chances? It's between the Lakers and the Knicks. If you were a betting man, and we're going to Vegas, so you're not allowed to say you don't gamble, or gambling's illegal. If you were a betting man, which way would you lean on this?
Sorry, you got to repeat the question. I kind of misunderstood. I'm not sure I understood.
So right now it looks like it's between the Lakers and the Knicks, to sign.
Oh, so which one will sign him?
Yeah, which way would you lean as far as the most likely scenario here?
That's a good question. I think probably the Knicks at this point, because that's the name that Woj tweeted out first. I saw someone kind of posit the theory in my feed that because he tweeted the Lakers second and it was with the dollar amount that Lopez is looking for, it was possibly like a leverage ploy with the Knicks. It was one of those kind of leaks.
Yay!
It wasn't super real interest from the Lakers.
I wonder,
which is an interesting theory. We don't know one way or the other, but I think just the Knicks being the first name out there, I would put more credence into them signing him.
Yeah, but there's also, I mean, Woj has a history of this kind of, right, where he does kind of play up his tweets, and the Lakers being the punchline or the mic drop moment there, I could see that angle being part of the reason why he mentioned the Lakers second, though. That would make sense. At what point did the Lakers kind of say to agents, "Look, we're sick of just being leverage," right? Like, if I were the Lakers at this point and they keep on using me as leverage, and the Lakers aren't necessarily seeing any kind of benefit to, in that equation or in this relationship, every time an agent tried to leak the Lakers as leverage, I just say, nope, not true.
Just go on a full firebombing run.
Right. Yeah. No, I just go, Woj tweets out so and so, so and so, so and so, and then I'm on the Lakers official account. Not true. Quote and retweet.
So be honest,
nope.
This podcast is just an elaborate job application to run the Lakers Twitter account.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lakers money. They have a lot of money.
No salary cap on tweeting salaries.
Exactly. And could you imagine the reach of my puns in that situation, of putting that situation? Oh my goodness.
They have international fans. You might start a world war.
Purple and golden glory. That'd be phenomenal. Oh man, we're both just shaking our head at the notion of
Yeah, that would be pretty horrible.
Although I gotta say, I mean, my jokes are really, really bad and all that stuff. But I wear it as a badge of honor when somebody makes a terrible joke and I get tweeted back at me. Did Anthony Irwin hack your account?
And the other thing that I was going to say is, as terrible as they are, like, I apologize to whoever runs the Lakers Twitter account. I'm sure that you've been given some guidelines for what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say. But yeah, it would be an improvement.
I'll take that as a compliment. So I guess the last little bit of news for this little short segment that we're working on here is, we have to say goodbye to Ed Davis.
Yep.
What does Billy Mack call him? Big Boss? Is that what he calls him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably does it in some weird voice too. It's been so long since the season.
Yeah, it's like Big Boss. No, Billy.
I don't know.
Billy. But no, I really liked Ed Davis. I feel like he went at an incredibly reasonable price.
Oh yeah, I would have absolutely signed him to that contract.
Holy moly!
That doesn't even. I think somebody ran the numbers. I'm not. I don't even think that really takes you out of the running for LaMarcus.
I'd have to see. No, because they talked about that on the show. It does.
It does.
I mean, it depends how it's signed, but
I think it would depend when it was signed, and also, yeah, I think that they could do it because they have Ed Davis on the. Oh no, they don't have his bird rights.
They don't.
No.
But if they backload it, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on how much the first year is. So like, yeah,
right.
I think they could have maybe made it work.
So if they load it, it's an average of $6 million a year. And if they make that last year worth 10 and this year worth, what would it be, 4 or so or something like that? Yeah. So if they
have 23, they have, I was looking at it. I think they had about 23 million in cap space. It was reported, but then now there's this report that the cap might be 2 million higher.
2 million more
than like people thought it was going to be, in which case they would have definitely had room.
Right. Yeah. Because if they go 4, 6, 10 in terms of the breakdown of that contract, now you're looking at, even if it stays at 23, you're looking at 19 mil, and that 19 mil is a full $1 million more than the $18 million max contract I believe Aldridge is commanding. Right. So, way to go, Lakers. Ugh. I guess.
Yeah, you cut out for a second there. What was that?
Well, I was just saying I was doing math, so it wasn't all that exciting. But basically, yeah, they could have brought back Ed Davis and still had a chance at LaMarcus Aldridge. Long story short, which kind of I don't know brings this short segment full circle. Grade the offseason thus far.
Incomplete.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, that's complete. You can't even really give them a grade until you find out. Like, they have to make one signing for you to give them a grade.
Right. I feel like
or everybody has to be gone, because then obviously it's an F. But
I remember in high school, I was in some like politics class or something like that, and my teacher, it was a government class, and my teacher, said, "Hey, write an essay on why you agree or disagree with, or whether or not you disagree with George Bush's stance on Iraq." And I turned in, a one-word essay saying no, and I got back an incomplete grade. That I would say equates to this full off season to this point with the Lakers.
Oh man, I thought we were about to have a big like political take from you right there on our podcast. I was bracing for it.
Your eyes definitely, deer in the headlights. Oh my God.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I basically I turned in a paper and just said no on it. It was my senior year and I was going to pass the class anyway. And yeah, that sums up this.
Hey kids, if you're going to pass it anyway, you don't really need to try on that last paper.
Work ethic.
It's whatever. Senioritis.
Trying is for losers.
Yeah.
I got girls in high school.
That's why I started using analytics.
My wife just cleared her throat. She's sitting next to me as I record this. I've been with Jen since high school, so love you, babe.
So, girl.
Yeah, that's one more than all the other analytics nerds. So now that we've done some cyberbullying, I've touched on everything I needed to talk about in this podcast.
Yeah, I think we put on the short shorts today, so it's just we're going real quick.
I could have gone for the full Karch Karai look with, a hat way up here like this and the sleeveless tank top and the short shorts, walked outside and played some volleyball, but no, I had to wear sleeves.
We're going to have to, since we're going to be in Vegas, we're going to have to put that, covering Summer League, we're going to have to put down some type of gamble on that results in somebody wearing something weird on the show.
I agree. Oh, well, I mean, we're right on pace for 1,000 likes on Twitter, right? So, or follows on Twitter. If we get to 1,000 follows on Twitter, I'll eat a peep live on the air. I'm saying it right now.
Oh, I'm not willing to go that far.
I'm willing to do it. I'll eat a peep live on the air. Tweet it, retweet it, all that good stuff. If we get to 1,000 follows by the time we all depart for Summer League, I will eat a peep that moment. We will record immediately, and it will be just of me eating a peep. I regret this decision already.
Hey, if we get to 1,000 viewers, Matt will even come on the show.
Who? I have no idea who that is. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks, Harrison, for setting this up. Eventually, my computer will be able to vacate the freezer.
Well, yeah, and then we'll be able to end podcasts on time without you doing this thing at the camera. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
See you guys.